Yo, what's poppin', boxing fans, man? How you fellas doing today, man? I got a question, man. What's Keith Thurman's future? What is his future, man? You know, I had a buddy of mine, an old boxing homeboy of mine. We talked about that yesterday. And he said, hey, man, he ain't going to get Errol Spence. He ain't going to get Terence Crawford. Why don't he just go ahead and fight one of the young guns? Well, I want to ask you guys that question. Like, why don't he? You know, or do you guys feel that he can some way manipulate the system and get a shot at either Crawford or Spence some way or somehow? So see, I just think that Keith Thurman, you know, he wasted all of 2021. He may have had a better shot at getting in them rankings a little bit higher than he is if he probably would have fought last year. Maybe like a Stanionis type of fight or whatever like that. Or a Butiev, you know, for the WBA to get back up there at the top and stuff like that. Because if that was the case, because he still could have, I mean, Ugas and Spence still could have fought. But after that fight, you know, we already know Thurman ain't Stanionis. Thurman would have been, you know, talking shit. Hey, I ain't taking no step aside money. Give me the fight with Spence. That was his shot. But now, you know, because when I think about it, guys, you know, like my buddy said, he told me, like, what was the reason? What was the reason Keith Thurman missed all of 2021? You know, everybody else fought, majority. The only person that didn't fight, maybe in the welterweight division, we all know Spence. He was out. He was supposed to fight Pacquiao, the eye injury. I mean, Danny Garcia didn't fight any last year. But he did fight more recently before Keith Thurman fought Barrios. I mean, Danny Garcia did fight more recent than him at that time. But I'll just say this, man. If he maybe would have fought last year, fought one of these young guys, if he knew what he knew now, I think he would have done that then. But I mean, look, I'm not a big Keith Thurman fan, but I respect the hell out of Keith Thurman as a fighter in that ring. He's fun, and if Keith Thurman gonna fucking fight, I'm watching. But I think he's put himself in a position now to where no matter what he says and no matter what, you know, a lot of his hardcore fans say, man, he's put himself in this situation. And if he was smart enough, you know, I would be going up in there trying to knock these young dudes down. You know, if he goes in there and beat an Ennis, which ain't going to be easy, but that's a 50-50 fight. If he goes and beat Ennis, that is a very good look for Keith Thurman, man. I mean, he's got to do something, because if you don't fight Spence or Crawford at 147, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to fight one of these young guys anyway. So that's, to me, maybe his best chance, you know, at getting respect again. You know, I mean, and if he wants to fight Spence or Bud Crawford, it's going to probably have to be at 154. You know, I don't think there's no excuse for neither one of them. I mean, Spence ain't really, you know, I mean, to me, Bud, let's say, for instance, if Bud beat Errol and moved up to 154 to fight Jamel Charlo, that's got like a better look to it. I'm not saying he's gonna win. You know, I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. Okay, say if Errol wins, if Errol Spence beats Bud, you know, he's not gonna fight Jamel Charlo. I mean, unless something crazy fucking happens or whatever. But I doubt that, right? But, you know, if Castano wins, maybe that's a better look for him. Because I think Castano did beat him in the amateurs or something like that. Yeah, I think so. But, I mean, because really at 154, who is there for these guys really to fight? So if Keith Thurman would just think, hey, you know, I'll go up and fight you guys. You know, I wouldn't, Errol Spence wouldn't have too much to say about that, you know. Man, just go ahead and fight him at 154. 147, I can kind of understand it. The world want to see Spence and Crawford. I want to see Spence and Crawford. It is what it is. But I mean, what's Keith Thurman's future, man? Because if he doesn't get these fights, if he doesn't get these fights with these guys, what is he going to do? He may, like he said, it may be a possibility where he has to face one of these guys, possibly Ennis or anyone like that. But if I was him, I'd be licking my chops to try to knock a couple of these young prospects down. You have to prove, hey, I'm gonna show you guys, like, hey, I ain't damaged goods, I ain't washed up. I mean, even if Keith Thurman went up in there against Jaron Ennis and got knocked out, got beat up and lost, I would have more respect for him, than a lot of people probably would. Because, I mean, he at least went in there and he did his thing. He went in there, he fought, and that's what it is, man. What do you guys think his future is, man? I mean, we shall see, man. It doesn't seem as though Crawford or Spence is going to give him a fight at all. A lot of people say, hey, karma's a bitch, right? Hey, I don't know. But, I'll just say this, man. He's in a spot where he might have to do what he got to do. And that's fight one of these young guns, man. What do you guys think, man? What's his future? Peace out.